know it's already 6:30, probably very tired, you guys have lectures. Well, I'm very tired as well, but let's keep up the energy. Why? Because today, we're going to talk about... because today we're going to talk about the investment funds. And as you guys know, the investment funds is a new initiative that we never had before. Well, that's why it's new. So, the investment funds will give you guys the opportunity to contribute to MUTIS. Right? How many of you have started applying for internships? Okay, so about half of you have started applying. So you guys probably submitted your CV, right? This initiative will allow you to write 2 or 3 more finance points in your CV. So if you haven't submitted your CV, that's a plus. If you submitted your CV, you have something to talk about in your interview. Okay? So the investment funds will give you opportunities to write articles for your newsletter or the MUTIS website, and if it's good, it will be published, made known, and you'll be recognized. You will have something to talk about for your interview as well. And there are 5 funds. There are 3 equities funds, 1 commodities, and 1 FX. So we allow you to join a maximum of 1 equities fund, but you can join commodities and an FX fund. So well, you're not forced to join all 3 funds. You can join just 1 FX fund if you prefer to do FX. And we recognize that some of you guys are pretty talented in investing and trading yourselves. Who here has a live account in trading? That's a lot. So this year we're going to give you guys the opportunity to shine. Now I'm going to start off with the first presentation by Matthew and Jessica. So they are the fund managers for the first equities fund.
So, just going to give you an introduction to what we're going to do today. Just going to introduce yourselves, and then we're going to talk a bit about our fund, the philosophy behind it, and then talk about sort of the operation, the strategy, and then where the positions are, how you guys get involved. So, I'm Matthew Greenwell. I'm a third-year management student. I've done internships at Bloomberg in my first year. I did an internship at Goldman this summer, just gone, and I was lucky enough to get a place. So I've got a grad scheme now, started there in July. In regards to my trading and investment experience, I was with MUTIS last year, and we did the competitions. I was on the team, which definitely helped me on gaining places onto those internships. And I've done a bit of personal trading, but this year I'm going to be focused on this as well, and expanding my own knowledge as well. Jessica's my deputy.
Yeah, I'm Jessica. I'm a second-year economics student. I've completed work experience with investment consultants nursing, and now I'm looking to secure an operations summer internship. So I'm the deputy manager, and I'll be sort of focusing on recruitment and managing the team.
So the name of our fund, if you do decide to join, is Inside Alpha Capital. So I'm just going to read out a paragraph of what our philosophy is about as a fund. So predominantly, our objective of the fund is to seek long-term capital growth, focusing on 6-month time horizons. A small portion of the fund's assets will be invested to capitalise on short-term return volatility, while the remaining assets in slow growth and cyclical stocks for stability. We're interested in investing across all market asset capitalisations, with the philosophy to seek out great companies without paying too much attention to growth rates and volatility. So what I mean by that is we're looking for companies, just great companies. If we think there's a market's in decline, that's not going to stop us from investing in a good company within that sector. And in terms of the strategy, so this type of strategy is known as the bottom-up analysis strategy. So you're looking at the companies first rather than the economic data. So this falls in line with the CIE analysis. So obviously we'll start with the company, then we'll perhaps look at the industry and see what's going on with that, and then move to more of the economic data and jobless claims and that sort of stuff, and see how it correlates. In terms of asset allocation, it's quite self-explanatory. I'll just sort of mention where we look at most of the funds. This long-term capital growth is we're looking for, while we'll do a bit of sort of intraday trading or intra-week trading for a week or two, and then 15% slow growers such as utilities, things like that.
So these are the positions we've got available to you. There's traders, operation analysts, risk analysts, researchers and strategists. There's going to be an incentive system, so it'll give you the opportunity to progress from an analyst to a more senior role. Titles such as head of research or senior trader are going to look really great on your CV, so you've got to work to get them. But there's going to be more information about the roles on our online prospectus. This is how it's all going to work, really then. The researchers will communicate with each other and then inform myself and Matthew of what they find. If we need to take investment action, then we'll speak to one of the strategists and then get in touch with the trader who can execute the trade. Once the trader has put that through, he'll get in touch with the operations department who will they'll log the profit and loss and then relay that back to myself and Matthew. So to conduct all of this, we're going to have some criteria sheets. We're going to make them up sort of as we go along, with starting off with a basic one, and then with the research we'll add to it. These internal criteria sheets are going to be for the fund's use and will help us gather, view and screen company information and then generate a rank. Top ranking companies will then be analysed in more detail and either added to the fund watch list or will actually invest in them. Equally, the researchers that come up with these top ranking companies are going to get the opportunity to write an online research article. So you can discuss that in your interviews or it's something to put on your CV as well. In regards to joining the fund, you don't need any previous experience, but you need to be hardworking and committed. We want this fund to be a huge success, and its success is your ticket into a top brand scheme.
Yeah, exactly. So the whole point of these funds, which I'm sure some of the guys will talk about as well, is we want to create a facility for us all to learn. We're not experts either, so the goal is to make 3% alpha, which means we're going to try and beat the S&P 500 by 3%. But more importantly, it's all about teaching each other, learning each other's strategies, that sort of stuff. So if we don't hit that target, it's not important. What's important, we'll learn and teach each other. So there's our details. We're going to be networking after this event. If you want to talk to us about any ideas or the positions, things like that. There's going to be a prospectus uploaded online where there's going to be a lot more detail on each of the roles individually. Some of the roles might be a bit confusing, like strategists, things like that, but we'll explain that later. So if there's any questions now, we'll be happy to take any, or if not, we'll just talk afterwards. Yeah.
Application deadlines.
Deadlines, we wanted it. There's no deadlines.
So you can apply anytime, even in semester.
We're actually going to start trading officially from the 1st of November, is that correct? Did we say first? Did we say next Monday?
Next Monday.
Next Monday. So it's an ongoing thing. It's a 7-month and roll and change, move around, and sort of stuff. So it's quite relaxed.
What is the application process?
Okay, so there's no set criteria for joining as just a position, but what we'd like you to do, which you hear information from the funds, is perhaps say the first fund you're interested in, then perhaps a role. If you don't know, it's fine, you can get allocated. There will be a headcount sort of ratio between where we've got people, so if 40 people apply to one of the equities fund, that will get distributed. But you'll hear the guys to make your decision which one you're interested in. There's more to do with allocation and headcount.
Do you have any experience?
Or the experience. I've done a bit of personal trading myself. Obviously, I've been involved with financial services for a couple of years now, although I haven't actually been on the trading floor. So I'm very much in the same boat as all of you guys. We're all here to learn. We've all got a bit of knowledge of how to do analysis. So this is what it's all about, just trying to exchange this knowledge. So I'm more of a manager. I will be doing a lot of the research and training myself, but we're doing this together, so to speak.